decide that I had difficult build and suffered a lot. When I was 30 years old, my parents took me to a general doctor for checkup. They said that I have minor hearing problems, which was not true. The doctor knew that I complained and was not honest with my parents. They were not upset, but eventually we went to see special, and I gave my parents the news and said that I needed hearing aids. I first used hearing aids when I was 4 years old. It was bad with them. That constant noise and sound were disturbing my dead ears. It was very bad. I complained a lot and I got angry a lot. I remember banging my head on the floor because I did not want to use them. When I was 4 years old, my parents took me to special school for children with hearing problems to learn how to speak and produce a sound. My teacher was pitiless and strict. She used beat me a lot and everyone else for every little mistake. First couple of the years, there were other classmates with me, although I did not really talk and interact with them, but they left the school one by one. Later I was alone in the class. I studied the way for at last 4 years for my education. When I was 14 years old, my parents decided that I had to change my school because my teacher was bad and the all classes were all only in one Armenian language. My parents asked my teacher to send me to another school. The request that my teacher was very hard since I was only her teacher. If I left, she would have no other student and would be out of the shop. I left school. When I was teenager, I went Howard Karakosan School for special study where all my classmates girls and I was the only boy. Nevertheless, I talked and interacted with them as much as I could. I studied about 2 or 3 years. Later, there I left again, and my mother wanted me to get the vocation study, and I would learn skill so that I could make an income out, so that I would not waste the time at school. My greatest challenges in life is of course talking and expressing myself. Every time I don't understand or someone else does not understand me, I got angry, and it is constant comment of my disability and of me being different. I keep this having feeling sadness and despair to happen to what is happening and had happened to me in my life. I try to free this emotion and forget the past. It changes every day and keep learning from my experiences. It frustrates me to see people communicate so easy with each other. I try and to people still having difficulty understanding me. I don't could speak in full, but it makes harder for me to speak, even harder for people to understand what I'm trying to say. When I'm upset, I put myself alone. I pull myself away from other people and think over. I don't let my pain out to other people. I let myself to talk to myself because I feel I understand myself. I'm not used to sharing my feelings because I crave to be alone in school, at work, around my family. Sometimes I feel like going out, go to bars, go to movies, but I prefer doing this thing alone. And when I'm asked later on by my parents where I was, I simply say I was out with my friends. I don't like it. People are upset over me and do not want to hurt my parents thinking I'm alone and sad. I keep all my troubles in secret, not to get them worried. My greatest achievement that I become an artist, but my biggest achievement is one that constant, that one work I have put into being the person apart from and everything I have been through my family's words, the way I have been treated, and I grew a person who works on self-development. I did things that people said I could not. I still do things that people doubt I won't.